Hi, my name is Richard Chang. I'm a solution architect for our on-demand land solution.
And I'm Kevin MacArthur, and I'm a solution architect for our on-demand accounting solution. So in today's day and age, companies have multiple different solutions that they're running across their departments. And I think one of the major challenges that we see is sharing that information, sharing the data across those solutions. So if you don't have integrations between them, that leads to a lot of challenges around data redundancy, having to set that up in multiple different places. It can lead to inconsistent data sets where some data gets updated in one system but not the other. And then in particular with the land and accounting application, there's land payments that are coming out of that system. But a lot of companies are wanting all of the financial transactions to occur within accounting. And so that's what's leading us to make sure that we have our land payment integration so that that data can flow directly into accounting and those payments can be cut out of the accounts payable solution.
Yeah, and another common challenge we have is minimum royalty payments, right? So a lot of our land users spend a lot of time with accounting trying to figure out what royalty payments have been made for a specific landowner to figure out what those minimum royalty payments are, and we're here to show you how we can solve that challenge. So today, in on-demand land and on-demand accounting, we have these integrations out of the box where from on-demand accounting, we have the ability to send contacts, well headers, AFEs, expense decks from on-demand accounting. And then from on-demand land, whenever you create the payment, we would send that to accounts payable in on-demand accounting and then bring back the financial history so that users can stay within the land system to see when that check has been processed, when it's been cleared, and when it's been voided. And how we do this is through our APIs. So if you look here on the left-hand side, all of our integrations are built on our REST API endpoints, and we support not only create and retrieve, but update and delete as well. So if you want to connect another system outside of accounting into a land, for example, we support all those different functions here. So again, it's whether leases, contracts, payments, etc., we have REST API endpoints for all of those entities. Now, if we look here on the left-hand side, we're going to show you a land payment that I'm going to be making to Michael Jordan here for $5,555 here. And we're going to be, Quorum software is our payor. We have our date set up. This is for a rental payment. And if we click into these billing properties, for example, we can see we're going to book it to this billing property and this expense deck. So let me go back. And everything's, again, integrated with accounting. So we're pulling the vendors or the owners from accounting. We're booking the cost objects, the decks, and then we're also doing payment approvals. So we're making sure we have 2, 3, or however many sets of eyes we need to approve a payment before we send it to accounting to get that SOX compliance. So here we have 3 steps here. We start from a land tech, a landman, and ending up with a land admin. And I'm going to hit the final approval here to stamp my approval, and I can add a comment if I want to. And then I'm going to process this payment by clicking the process button up top here, and what this will do is send it to accounting.
And so that will process, and then if we come over to this side of the screen, we'll be able to see the accounting application. So this is our AP voucher screen, and this is where the information is going to flow. So if we refresh this screen, filter for the voucher date, we'll see that we have a voucher that came in on today's date to Michael Jordan for that $5,555. And then if we drill in, that's going to incorporate and keep all of the corresponding details, where then we can pick that up and run through an AP check write.
Now the last challenge, right? Minimum royalty payments. That's always a big challenge for the land and accounting users. So how we've done that is with our data hub, which is our integrated reporting between land and accounting. So we have the ability to connect both data sources and pull them into one report here. So if we look up top here, we have our land payments. And as I click through these land payments, so I can see Scottie Pippen is due next June for $6,000. And we can see what wells have been tied to that Scottie Pippen lease. And in accounting, I can bring those in. I can see what payments have we made to each of those wells for the past 12 months. And as I'm clicking through, it tells me how much is owed per lease. So I can see if I click on this Michael Jordan lease here, in this case, a $25,000 minimum royalty payment. We paid over $31,000, so we don't need to make another payment to Michael Jordan.
Yep. And so really that sums it up where, when we have our integrated solutions, it eliminates the need to set that up in multiple different places. We're sharing those data sets, so it leads to more automated workflows and being able to make these payments quickly.